Hello and welcome back to Microbial Concepts. Today we are going to discuss about lichens or lesions. So we study this as an example for symbiotic association, right? Symbiotic association of fungi and algae. So in this particular video we will be covering what are lichens, then the classification and significance. And in part 2 I will be covering the structure and reproduction. Okay, so let's start. So what is lichen? So lichen is a symbiotic association of algae and fungi. The algal component is known as phycobiont and photobiont. Why photobiont? Because algal component is one which produces or synthesizes food by the process of photosynthesis, and the fungal component is known as mycobiont. The myco or mycos stands for fungi and bios stands for the life. The term lichen was first used by Theophrastus in 371 to 284 BC, and these two components, that is algae and fungi, they intervene so as to form a single thallus, okay, a single composite structure. You cannot distinguish just by looking at a structure of structure of lichen, like one given in this picture. You cannot differentiate between the fungal part and the algal part. Okay, so it is a single composite structure that is separately classified as lichen. Okay, so we nowadays you will generally find these lichens growing on almost all parts of the terrestrial world. Okay, so how all parts, that you will see in the classification. Okay, so a little bit about symbiotic association, or why these microbes they grow in association. So actually both of these partners they get benefited. How? Algal or algal part or phytobiont part, it gets protection and water from fungi, while fungi gets the food from algae. Okay, we know that fungi they are mostly saprophytic or parasitic, so they need um, another source of food for their survival, and algae gives food for the fungi, and it gets water and protection from the fungal part, right? So this is a good example of mutual benefit. And another such example of symbiotic association is mycorrhiza, that is association of fungi with the plant roots. Same way, the fungi gives all the nutrients and water. It provides all nutrients and water to the plant root, and plant gives the carbohydrate, that is the sugar source or carbon source to the fungi, right? So already a video is uploaded on my channel for mycorrhiza. If you are not aware of it, go check it out. So there is no particular natural system for the classification of lichens, but depending on some authors or some scientists, there are 2-3 ways which are generally used to classify lichens. The first one is on the basis of structure of fruiting body of fungal component. Okay, so it is divided into two groups. First is ascolichens, which means the fungal component belongs to ascomycetes, and the second group is basidiolichens, where the fungal component belongs to basidiomycetes. Okay, so the ascolichens they are further divided into two subgroups, Pyrenocarpy and Gymnocarpy. So, or Gymnocarpia. So the Pyrenocarpia, this particular group has flask-shaped fruiting bodies known as perithecium, and Gymnocarpia they have disc-shaped fruiting bodies known as apothecium. Okay, so the example for Gymnocarpia is Parmelia, and for Pyrenocarpia is Dermatocarpon. Then, depending on the classification given by Alexopoulos and Means in 1979, lichens are grouped into three groups. First is basidiolichens, fungal component belongs to basidiomycetes. Then deuteriolichens, the fungal component belongs to the deuteriomycetes, and ascolichens, where the fungal component belongs to ascomycetes. Okay. Then, depending on the type of habitats for the colonization, Okay, so there are 6 types, and that is what I meant in the first slide. That is, you will find lichens growing on the all part of the terrestrial land. So how? So the corticolous is the type which has or which groups all the lichens which grow on bark of trees. Then lignicolous means one which grows on wood directly, okay, the woody material. Then Saxicollis, it is a group which has all the lichens which grow on rocky substrate or rocky substrata. Then Terricollis is one which has all the lichens which grow on the ground, directly on the ground. And Marine is one which has lichens which grow on siliceous rocky shore of sea. And freshwater group is one which has all the lichens of hard siliceous rocky which grow on hard siliceous rocky freshwater. Okay, then the significance. So after classification, the significance is a very important part because question comes depending on the significance. Okay, so generally in microbiology you get this as directly as for significance. You don't have generally the classification and all, but for botany students they have structure, then reproduction, classification, everything. Okay, so if you get a question on what is the significance of lichens or why we study lichens, then this is the answer. So lichens, the very first point and important point is they are considered as significant bioindicators of ecosystem. Okay, so if there is a fluctuation in ecosystem, then they are so sensitive towards the habitat and climate that the change will affect their growth and their number. Okay, so in a particular area, suppose a particular forest, take an example. Okay, so there is a forest and it is having a very good climate. There is adequate rainfall and the temperatures are good. The air is pure. You will find different varieties of lichens growing in that particular forest. But due to urbanization or due to deforestation or due to human activities nearby the forest, what happens? The pollution got increased, and due to deforestation and due to the loss of their habitat, what happened? The number of lichens, they got declined. Okay, so they are so sensitive towards the habitat and climate that you can find or you can easily study that yes, these were the number of lichens which were found earlier, and now you just or you we just have this particular number of lichens left in this particular area. Okay, so this can be a very good uh, topic for your thesis as well. Say a botany student or even a microbiology student can take this particular topic. Okay, so yes, as I mentioned, lichen species are facing many threats and they continue to decline from some urban areas. Okay, not just urban, some areas because of over exploitation of natural resources like what like trees. Okay, then mounting pressure of urbanization, that is human interference, habitat destruction, for example like deforestation, it results into their habitat destruction, then increasing pollution, and these are the all facts which are given by forest officials. Okay, so these are the reasons you can mention for number of lichens, decrease in number of lichens. Okay, so lichens, they need pure air to grow. If pollution levels increase in a certain area, lichen species, they decline. So it serves as natural indicator for pollution levels. Okay. So other than that, there are some other significance or other importance of lichens, like they are used as food and fodder. Okay, so species of uh, Lecanora or Parmelia are used as curry powder in India. Then Umbilicaria is used in Japan for in food preparations. Then Evernia prunastri is used in making bread in Egypt. Then Lobaria pulmonaria, then Evernia Prunastri and Ramalina species are used as fodder for animals. Why? Because they have high nutritive values, and they have a component known as lignin. Okay. Then Cladonia rangifera, it serves as food for reindeer and musk ox. Okay, it serves as food for reindeer and musk ox. The dry lichens are used to feed horses and swans as well. Then lichens have some medicinal properties. So the medicinal value of lichen is due to the presence of lichinin and some astringent substances. Okay, so some lichens, they are used in the treatment of bile disorders like diarrhea, then fever, then nervous disorders and hydrophobia and skin diseases as well. Okay, so example is Parmelia is used in snake and scorpion bite, then Cladonia is used in intermittent fever, then Cladonia, another species, that is um, Pizidata, is used in whooping cough. Okay, then species of Usnea is used as expectorant, right? And it also stops bleeding. So expectorant is to minimize the cough. Okay, it works in reducing the cough levels. Then lichens are also used as dyes. So there are different species or groups of lichens which you will find have different shades of color. Okay, so red and purple dye is obtained from this particular species, that is Ochrolacea. Then ochre is a blue dye which is obtained from Citraria. Then brown dye is obtained from Parmelia. Okay, so litmus is one more important point that you can add to your answers. That is, we are familiar with litmus as we use it in chemical laboratories for checking the pH, the acid and base indicator dye. Okay, so litmus is obtained from Rossella montagna and Lasalia pustulata. Okay, so these are two examples which you can write for litmus indicator. Okay, then in tannin industry, Citraria icelandica, then Lobaria pulmonaria are used as tannin agents in leather industries. Then in cosmetic and perfumery, Evernia is used, then Ramalina is used. Then as culture media also, lichens are very important. Why? Because they are used as a constituent for some culture media for the culture of fungi and bacteria in laboratories. Then as nitrogen fixers, lichens with blue-green algal phycoband component, they play a very important role in providing fixed nitrogen to certain ecosystems. Okay, so these are, I guess, two to three important points that you should mention in the significance of lichens. That is, they are good bioindicators for pollutions, then they serve as nitrogen fixers, then about the litmus indicator dye. Okay, then they have some medicinal properties. So at least these 3 to 4 points you should add to your answer for significance of lichens. Okay, so interesting fact about lichen park. So in Uttarakhand, forest department has developed India's first lichen park. Okay, so why it was developed? So the aim was to create awareness among people here about the importance in the overall Himalayan ecology and how to link livelihood of these locals with these species and check their incremental exploitation. So that was the purpose, and this is stated by the forest department. Okay, so there is a lichen park separately developed or dedicated for lichens. So thank you for watching this first part of lichens. I hope you like my videos. Do leave a comment, valuable comment of yours, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And yes, I will be uploading the second part of lichens soon, so you can watch that on my channel. So give a thumbs up, and thank you for watching. Keep supporting.